Hello and welcome to Texas Justice Review. My name is Serrano Keith Baldio. I got a couple of communications this morning about what happened to my hearing before Judge Stacey Williams yesterday. They arrest me, they put me in jail, my ex, whatever. So here's what happened. The entire meeting got hijacked by these two. Who are they? They are the additional attorneys, expensive attorneys that my wife said she's broke, hired to come after me. They consistently lie, deceive, present false information. And so I'm just going to keep this short because I want to do a full show on this situation because it's really getting out of hand. So here's what happened. The clerk of the 101 court where Judge Stacey Williams is, she does the scheduling as to who is going to be on the meeting. Because it's not a public meeting, there's only a few people have access to this Zoom call. If you do not get a link, you do not have access to it. So here's what they did. The clerk sent out an email saying all counsels of record and pro se litigants must be copied on all email and fax communications to the court. The only person that was email and fax was me and the attorney that I sued, which is Victoria Warner. She's another malicious one. She's the one that committed the fraud against my property, against the money, $800,000, deceiving, lying. And she's the one that I sued. Do you see her here? She made one entrance just to talk about her schedule and then she was silent. The case was supposed to be between me, the judge, and Victoria Warner. These two jumped into the case, so they've been trying to get on the case. So I checked with the emails that the 101 District Court coordinator sent out. They are not on it. They're not supposed to be in this meeting. They have violated the court order. The ones that they said that I violated, which I didn't, and had a warrant for my arrest, I didn't violate it because bankruptcy code says you cannot hold me accountable for June 27th. They still did it. So here was their let's get to why they're here and how they got here. If you were not served by the court or properly added as counsel of record, you are not entitled to just show up in a Zoom meeting. You should only be present if they are an attorney of record in the case, and they have to file an appearance. They didn't. Okay, so they're breaking the law. One, they're a party to the cause. They're not a party to this case number. They're not listed anywhere as a party. They filed a motion to intervene and the court granted it. None of this happened. So why are they on this court proceedings and how did they get the link when the court clerk never sent it to them? They went to the other attorney and that's the only way they can get it. Somebody passed it to them. You cannot be in a private court proceedings because somebody and they gave you a link. So it was illegal for them to appear yesterday and obstruct the hearing. I am the one who the judge is supposed to be talking to. Hey, did somebody violate my court order? Yes, they did, Your Honor. Who violated that? That's the name of the people that violated. And because they violated my court order and you have a violation application to me here, I'm going to sign this because nobody's going to do that to me in my court and disrespect me. That is a proceeding of a judge. I don't know what happened yesterday. The judge was talking about I love you all and that stuff. And these personal things are fine, but they're should not be in part of a case. The good thing is Judge Stacey Williams granted me a 14-day extension, and that's a blessing, for her. She's not saying, hey, I'm just going to remove this. And they started. I mean, look at her hand. She's having a discussion when she has no qualified reasons to be there illegally on the hearing. So that's what's happening. Let's see. A court Zoom link in a civil case are not public. So how did they get this, right? That goes back to Victoria Warner, the defendant. They are distributed by the court to the service linked in the case, right? If they obtain the link from Victoria Warner, who is a party, and they appear to advocate that is effectively participating as Warner's attorney, right? If they got it from Warner, the defendant, they are participating as her attorney, and they did not do a notice to appear, which is how they got the court order against me in the first place. They never did a notice of appear until 10 days later, so everything they filed is voided, including that taking my house. Voided, right? If they had to act, if they're acting as Warner's attorney, they are required under Texas Rule and Civil Procedure 8 to file a formal notice of appearance or otherwise make their presentation of her clear to the court before participating. They did none of that. They broke the law again. They violated the court order. They lied in the other court to get it, and now they come back here and they're inserting themselves. Everything that these two women are doing has been law breaking, just justice gone awry, just messing up cases, obstructing justice, and they are getting away with it. And I was very disappointed in Judge Williams yesterday. She should have said, look, and she kind of said something. She kind of said, look, you guys are just here as visitors. You see that hand gesture? That's not a visitor. That is obstruction. That is inserting yourself in the case. Normally in a courtroom, the judge is there. There's all the parties. There's the defendant, there is the plaintiff, and then there's witnesses, and then there's the attorneys. If someone gets up to speak in the forum and said, well, you know, Your Honor, we did this in another case, and the first thing the judge says, stop, wait a second. Are you a party to the action? No. Did you file a notice of appearance? No. I can't hear you. I can speak to you. I can't hear you if you're not sitting at this table here. But she allowed them to speak, and that concerns me because the heartfelt gesture about we love everybody yesterday, that concerns me. You're not supposed to love everybody. People break the law. This is the court of law. When people break the law, they are punished. Seems to me I'm the only one as a minority that's being punished by all these white people on the other side. And then they come into this courtroom, bullying their way in, and they got away with it again. They keep getting away with this stuff. So that's what happened yesterday. And then they blamed, and they said, oh, it wasn't us, it was Judge Snipes in family court who actually signed it. No, I'm going to tell you something right now. They are liars. These two are liars. What happens in a case? I was sitting in a courtroom covering a case a long time ago because I know the courtroom procedure. And the one party filed a motion, and the other person said, she goes, Judge, I have a complaint against her too. She's the one that did this. She's the one that did that. And the judge said this, listen, if I do not have a complaint in front of me, there is nothing I can do for you. If she has a complaint against you, I can listen to that. If you don't have a complaint against her before me, I can't do anything about it. And that's what's happening. They said that Judge Snipes, the 75-year-old white Southern Democrat guy who's trying to attack me and insult me and threaten me to put me in jail, they said he is the one who signed it. But before a judge gets anything, who puts it before him? First, she lied. This one right here, Whitney Green. And she said, Stacey Williams, his wife, was never served on this. And I have on record saying that I have the thing on that. She was never served. And I said, Your Honor, just look at Exhibit D. Exhibit D said it was filed into the court on 7/31. She was served. You were served. You represent her. So she's a liar. And she's getting away with too much in the courtroom. And then, there's the Exhibit D. And then she said, oh, it was Judge, Snipes. He said that something. No. Let's go to Exhibit E. Whitney Green, this liar right here, when she got the notice, this is what she said. Just remember, Judge Snipe, he's just a serpent that when you ring the bell, he comes out and does the evil. If you don't ring the bell, if you don't get his notice for his attention, he's not coming out. He's in there hiding in under the rocks. This is what Whitney Green said, and I couldn't make any arguments yesterday because I don't think the judge was in the mood to hear any arguments. They did try to argue, and she got mad at them. So I didn't want her getting mad at me. So I kind of held back my argument. But my argument that she said, and I should have gotten to rebuttal, the argument that she said it was Judge Snipes is a lie. He only does what is put in front of him. This is what Whitney Green says. We still intend to move forward with today's hearing for the suspension and commitment to put him in jail, basically. You got an order that you do not violate, do not hold in contempt. And you sent out the email to everybody, including the judge, that we still intend to move forward and violate Judge Stacey Williams' court order. So why are you telling Judge Williams it was Judge Snipes? He's only doing what is put in front of him. So she's a liar, and she got away with it yesterday. That's what happened in court. She's the one who said we're moving forward. Judge Snipes didn't say we're moving forward. Like I said, he's just a serpent sitting there. You got to ring the bell for him to come out and do the evil. But you got to prepare all of this and file it and get going. In addition to that, after she got Judge Snipes to sign it, she went on the next day, Whitney Green, and filed a deputy arrest warrant, and she signed it. The judge didn't sign it. Judge Snipes didn't sign any warrant for, he do the violation and put him in jail, but she applied it. Then she comes into this court. How did she get past the gatekeeper in 101? It's what I want to know. How it is when she showed up, Judge Stacey Williams didn't say, you know what, I don't know why you're in my courtroom and you're not going to speak. I know why you're here. You're here to obstruct. I'm very smart. I know why you're here. You shouldn't be here. Are you representing the defendant? Well, no, we just worked together on the other case. Okay, if you're not representing the defendant, and I just read you the 3 criteria, is the only reason she could be on the case. She's an attorney of record. She's representing the attorney who is on the record, and she has to file a motion to intervene. Didn't do any of that, but here she is. So anyway, the grateful thing that I am for Judge Stacey Williams, even though she's doing the Lakshmi hologramic thing, sweet to everybody, is Judge Snipes is not going to be sweet to you. Judge Snipes knows that Judge Stacey Williams did an order. Judge Snipes ignored that order. Now Judge Stacey Williams wants to talk to Judge Snipes. He doesn't give a damn about Judge Stacey Williams. If he did, and even Judge Stacey Williams says, well, you know, judges usually don't do that. Of course they don't do it. But look at the one you're dealing with. He's vicious, he's cunning, he's a racist. He came out, he's 78 years old from the old Democratic racist days. He sees a minority, he sees you as a minority. He has no respect for you. I'm sure if it was Hoffman, maybe he would have done it, the white one he likes, his buddy. Hey Hoffman, did you file an order thing? You know, can you deny it and dissolve it so I can go on with this and arrest this guy because he pisses me off? He's pissing me off, he's calling me out. That's what would have happened, but it didn't. So, you're a minority, I'm a minority. This is how they treat us, and you're not understanding this. They show up illegally on the case, and here they are. Well, how are they here? How do they get past the gatekeepers? And how is it when they show up, they're making big discussions? And you know what she said? She's running the show. Even though she's illegal, she illegally broke the court order and pushed it for court arrest, illegally showed up here, and she's telling Judge Stacey Williams, oh, by the way, when we come back here in 14 days, I want to make sure that we do it in open court. Are you serious? You're demanding from the judge when you're not even supposed to be here that it's done in open court? Is she serious? So, but here's the reason she wants to do it in open court. Because at 14 days end, after the 14 days, Judge Stacey Williams can only do an injunction. And in the injunction, she puts the case, the entire thing on hold. This house is not going to be resolved because this house is part of my case. It's in my case, and it was there was fraud committed on the property, for the property. There was $800,000 hidden and defrauded. There's a signed order to hide that money when he could have been getting the $400,000 paid for the house, but he was defrauded. It's part of my case. So they know that on the 14 days that it ends, so she wants, so clever she is, she wants to have a constable in the courtroom when I'm there, that when this is done, to implement her illegal arrest warrant because I violated not selling my house and giving them their payment. The sale of my house will pay them. That's what it is. That's what this is all about. They want my money. My money I worked hard for. These greedy, nasty, vicious, vindictive, lying lawyers, both of them, Anna Long and Whitney Green from Carrington Coleman, is after my money. And that's why they're here. They're not here for justice. They're after the greed of my ex, who hires them and sign off for them to be here. And so that's what happened yesterday. And so Stacey Williams wants to talk to Judge Gina Slater. I have a whole case on Gina Slater, doesn't give a damn. Judge Gina Slater doesn't care. Three motions for the state against her, and she still doesn't care. Judge Gina Slater is sitting on a default judgment against my ex for more than 6 months. And it has to be, the default has to go in because after 90 days, you cannot file a motion to dismiss. After 105 days, the other party cannot file anything against a default judgment. And it's more than 105 days. It's probably 200 days. This is the law. And no one follows the law. There is no law in the courtroom. And that's why, oh, by the way, we're doing a new segment called You Be the Judge. And you be the judge. Instead of me taking all these laws and explaining it to you, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the laws up on the screen, put that they violated the law, and then you decide. You have to vote for these judges. So you decide if this judge did the right thing or the wrong thing. Did this judge have the right to let them appear here today? And I know she wants to be nice. I understand. But you still got to follow the law. And this is the judge who told me the last time, I don't want to speak to Maria Aceves because what I do is different from another judge. So why the 180? Why do you want to speak to Judge Slaughter? Why the 180? Why do you want to speak to Snipes, who had no respect for you as a minority judge and brutally is going after me? Your job is to protect the innocent. Your job is to protect the public interest in justice. You don't need to talk to these racist guys. You don't need to get involved with them. The case is before you in your court. And that's my first experience with Judge Stacey Williams, because she said, this is my case. I've been here 11 years. I don't care what Judge Maria Aceves has to say. So this is a 180 for me, and it threw me off guard yesterday. Judge Stacey Williams did not sign my contempt for them. This is why they showed up yesterday. They showed up yesterday because they are scared. They are scared because they know they manipulated Snipes to sign anything. But he's vicious. He hates minorities. He hates me, so he'll sign anything. They come, and that was illegal what they signed. Well, they came to Judge Stacey Williams, and I said, Judge Williams, they broke the law. They violated a court order. This is the criminal act. This is a real criminal act. And you have to sign this. This is not they forgot a date. This is not they forgot to bring candies to the party. They violated a law that you're responsible for, and I did adequate filings, and the evidence is right here, and you can see that this Whitney Green, she lied and says Stacey Williams did not receive anything. First of all, she's not supposed. No one is supposed to receive anything under court order that Judge Williams signed. No one is supposed to receive it. It's a blanket order. I don't want anybody selling this house, going after this guy, holding him in contempt, especially holding him in contempt in a case he's involved in with me. Don't do that over there. And they did it. And the only thing that was supposed to happen yesterday is the same thing that Snipes did to me illegally. It should have been done legally in this courtroom. Did you violate my court order? I specifically told you not to go and hold him in contempt. Now you have him in criminal court, constables to arrest him because you want to have a in-court thing now because you're trying to set him up. They're trying to set me up. Because once in 14 days that goes away, if Judge Stacey Williams does not do an injunction that this property is part of this lawsuit, my lawsuit, I already ruled that he will not be arrested, then you violated that. I know you want to set him up. Okay, I'm going to do a little more thing on this, but to the people that's sending me what happened yesterday, that's what happened. This is Serrano Keith Baldio. Thanks for watching. I think the next shows we're going to do is, I just think I'm just going to start it. You be the judge. You be the judge, because telling you all this stuff is not enough. You have to get involved because you vote for these judges. And they are going to criminal charges one way or the other. Because you cannot be doing this kind of stuff in the court proceedings, lying, deceiving, manipulating. And we're supposed to have all these avenues to arrest you and get rid of your bar license, and you're still here. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.